Another great use for social media is information gathering. I really consider some of the social media sites that I use today as more like my daily newspaper. As a matter of fact, I rarely read a real newspaper anymore. I go onto my social media sites and they do a couple of different things. One is some of them will adopt to learning the types of news that I like to read and will present those stories to me. And other ones will show me what my friends or my friends may recommend other information to me, and I'll read that as well. So my friends out there in my social media network are really becoming the information source. Another good use for gathering information in social media is listening for business intelligence, finding out what's going on out there in the channel, finding out what maybe your customers are saying, or what customers are saying about other competitors, or maybe what customers are saying that they like or want. And this all helps with decision making. You know, before I make any major decision on any of our products or services today, I really pay close attention to what's going on out there with social media, listening and learning to help guide us for the future here. And also for customer service. Interestingly enough, I did this same presentation a few months ago, and a fellow in the audience came up with a neat example about using social media for customer service. He was having a problem with the satellite dish. He went on to Twitter and his Facebook account, and he posted a message, hey, is anybody else having problems with this? And literally within just a few minutes he got a call from the satellite provider, and they helped him and got him back up and running right away. He actually asked that person, you know, how they knew so fast that he had posted something, and that person let them know that they actually had a team of 10 people that were constantly watching all of the social media sites and looking for things like this so they could address them right away. So are there any other uses for social media? I'm sure they are. I'm sure not all of them have been invented yet, and I'm sure others know of a lot more than I do. So what are some of the popular social media sites today? Twitter is growing rather rapidly and actually picking up a lot of momentum lately. But Twitter is kind of like a microblog. Where a blog, you can write an article really probably about as long as you'd like to. On Twitter, you can send small micro messages out to your group of followers as often as you want, but only at about 140 characters each. LinkedIn is for connecting professionally. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Facebook, and most of you probably use Facebook today, but LinkedIn is kind of like the Facebook for professionals. And of course there is Facebook, and Facebook is for connecting with people. YouTube is for video sharing. I'm sure most of you know what YouTube is. There's also sites like Dig, Mashable, and StumbleUpon, and plus many more, but these are news sites where it brings news together. For example, Dig, once it learns what you like and do not like, it will actually give you more news suited to your taste. And obviously Craigslist is a classified. Flickr is for photo sharing, and Wikipedia is for user management, for user-managed encyclopedias, basically. So basically users, if you've used Wikipedia before, you know there's a wealth of knowledge there, and actually some of the stats show that Wikipedia is more accurate than like the Encyclopedia Britannica, but basically all of that content in Wikipedia is basically added by the actual users of Wikipedia. So what are some other media sites that may not be as common? Gazelles.com, and again there's a link underneath all of these for you to go visit later. It's a professional development community for business owners and managers. Flickster is a movie community where you can go in and tell it what movies you like, and it will recommend other movies that you may like, and you can have friends who will recommend their movies, and you can share a movie list. EverQuest or Second Life, which is a first-person virtual reality game, and usually when I ask a group of people how many have played this, I get a couple of arms that are raised, but not too many, and sometimes people giggle or laugh about these games, and right now they are probably considered more of a time waster, but I'll tell you, I know what my kids are doing on the computers today and what most other kids are doing, and they're in sites like Club Penguin, RuneScape, Roblox. There's lots of other ones. But basically these are all virtual community first-person virtual reality type games. And I can tell you, with the amount of time that I see my and other kids spending on these today, when they grow up and when they become adults, I think this is going to be ingrained within their lifestyle. So let's take a quick look inside some of the common social media sites. Again, we're not going to try to teach you all about the sites. We're just going to show you some things that we think are important for you to learn today. First one I'll talk about is LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been called Facebook for business professionals. It really is more like an online chamber meeting. So, what happens historically when you go to a Chamber of Commerce meeting? You exchange business cards, you get introduced to others in the business community, you find resources for new projects, you update people on how things are going for you, you hear about other businesses and or job opportunities that are out there. You provide advice to others about solving a problem they're facing that maybe you have some expertise in. And for a lot of the Chamber of Commerce meetings I've been at, you can eat rubber chicken. Okay, well, you can't do that at LinkedIn, but you can do a lot of the same things at LinkedIn, and actually a lot more. So here is one of those stat screens, and this stat is actually from March of this year, and I'm sure it's changed dramatically since then. But in March, there's about 41 million people on LinkedIn. The average age was about 41 years old, and the average income level was about 109,000. Even though that's the case, about 53% of folks did make under 100,000, or over 100,000 actually, and 49% of people on LinkedIn are business decision makers, and 80% have college degrees. So it truly is a network of professionals. I like to think of LinkedIn first and foremost as like a professional online resume. Here's my LinkedIn profile page. If I want to learn more about a business or a person, typically I go to LinkedIn first and I search for them and I look at their profile. It'll tell me, what position they're currently at, what positions they've had in the past, any education that they've had. We can look and see if they're recommended by others, who some of their other connections may be, their website, if they have a blog, if they are connected to Twitter, and quite a plethora of other information about them as well. Another neat thing about LinkedIn is there are groups of communities on LinkedIn. And you can join the groups and see the conversations that are going on within those groups or ask questions of the members of those groups. So in the insurance industry, I'm sure I'm not a member of all of them, but there are quite a large number of groups out there on LinkedIn for our industry. In those groups, you can actually ask questions or go out and help others by answering some questions as well. And this seems to be a very powerful feature in LinkedIn. I've seen many people ask questions that they needed answers to and get probably more information than they were originally looking for to help them out.